long time since I've had time to get out and make a video. I've been spending the last couple months really planning for an October hunt in Colorado. Last year was the first year I've done anything like it, and it was pretty intense week or so out in the backcountry with two really good buddies and a new friend that I met online. So today what I wanted to do is take a couple minutes and show you the backpack that I'm planning to use this year and some of the stuff I've already got packed and laid out and figured up to take on this trip. So bear with me for a minute here. We're outside in kind of a new venue to shoot some of these videos, and it's my shed that I've posted some pictures on. The walls are constructed 100% out of pallets for the framing. The floor structure is 100% recycled, reclaimed lumber. Even the roof right now is a reclaimed tarp. So I'll swing the camera around once so you can get a view of all that, and then I'll start in on the pack contents. And I've actually got all my meals right now for the first few days laid out, so I can get them packed up and find space in the bag for everything. So just a second and we'll do a quick once around the room, and then we'll start in on my pack stuff. So start up here at the front door. That's actually going to have a sliding door built on the outside once I get around to it. We'll swing around, the light will get a little dim here for a second as the camera adjusts. You can see kind of the pallet construction, pallets on top of pallets. Recycled window. Come on around here. I went ahead and wired it with two electrical block boxes on a GFI, and then it's got a pigtail that just drops to the outside so I can plug in to the house when I need wiring. Up above, you can see that the roof right now is a tarp. There's a little piece of plywood in there to support a spot on the tarp I had to patch. But right above is going to be a loft once it's done. I used some recycled paneling to close in that end on the roof for now until I can finish it the way I want to. Jacket there, just storing some of the materials inside. Again, pallet construction all the way around for the walls. And this was actually my first attempt at building a regular style, if you will, roof. The dimensions on the inside are 10 by 12 enclosed. And then outside there's a 4-foot covered porch. From the inside you can see that's open. That'll actually be a storage loft. So there'll be two lofts and a lot of space. So that's the shed pallet, the pallet built shed in a nutshell. The kids have been playing and leaving stuff for me. So that was a quick once over for that. What we have is what I would venture to actually call a vintage REI external frame pack. Give it the spot on the stool instead of me. I took a set of shoulder straps off of a Molly ruck, and the kidney pad also off of a Molly ruck, and affixed those to the pack frame. I left these pins in place here at the top where the original shoulder straps would have connected to keep my load lifters from sliding out, and added a small pouch on the front so I can throw my phone or GPS in there. I've added some canteen pouches to the hip belt, and then I used some webbing to make some tie points on either side here, in the middle, and again down at the bottom. Those allow me to use different configurations to strap stuff onto the outside. What you can see here, I lift it up, is like a canoe seat or a stadium seat that I modified to connect to the bottom and then strap in place. It gives me a couple options. I can use it as a seat. When I'm hunting in the cold weather, I can just drop that down, lean up against the pack, have a backrest, and have some insulation under me. It also can act as a shelf of sorts when hauling stuff, just by loosening the straps up. So if I've got meat that I need to lay on there, or if I've got firewood, any kind of strange bulky load, I can lay it in there and then cinch everything down. Gives me I've got a tie out, so I've got a cross piece of webbing going here as a cargo strap, and there's another one right at the base of the pack. as far as the load goes, I'm set up, remember, for about a week-long backcountry hunt. It may look completely full, but I've got some more room here, obviously, and some empty space in the pouch here. But we'll start with a 0-degree sleeping bag. Blaze orange requirements in Colorado. So I've got a Blaze hat. I carry a mesh vest that I can use to either mark a location or I can hang on my backpack. And then another Blaze orange vest that's got some pockets and stuff that I actually wear while I hunt. My cook kit consists of, this is a MSR titanium teapot. There's some TP and stuff inside it just to keep things quiet, and a fuel canister for an MSR pocket rocket, which will come out here in just a little bit. This bag has got kind of some randoms in it. I'll probably break these up, but we carry some handheld radios so that we can communicate when we get out and about. A waterproof bag for my phone to go in, some spare AA batteries. The only stuff that I carry on this trip runs on AA batteries, even my extra battery charger for my phone. There's, instead of a full headlamp, this one clips on to your hat. It saves me from carrying all the strap weight and everything. I've got to wear a hat anyway. There's a fire kit, a repair kit, needle and thread, some scabs, inner tube repair stuff, some 100-mile-an-hour tape, some Motrin, things like that. And my first aid kit's really light on this trip. If I can't fix it with 100-mile-an-hour tape and some Motrin, then I'm going to be evacing myself anyway, so you got to know how to improvise most stuff. There's a space blanket, because I'll probably carry this with me every day, so I want that space blanket in there every time I go out. It'll also work as a ground sheet if I get anything down and start to butcher it and need something to lay it on. There's just one of the small foil Mylar ones. Fleece beanie, Blaze orange hat. An empty 2-liter bladder. Water's only a couple hundred yards from camp, but this allows me to fill up and either chemically treat or have water on hand to boil and cook with. It's an older style Camelback called the Unbottle. It's Cordura that's sealed on the inside and then seam sealed together. It seems to hold up better than some of the straight plastic ones. Get into some of my clothing kit bags. I don't carry a lot. I just expect to stink on this trip. So this one is base layers, some silk weight bottoms, military surplus stuff, because I haven't invested in anything better. A merino wool, lightweight merino wool base layer top, some extra underwear, and 2 extra pairs of socks. So I'll have 3 total pairs of socks in the woods with me. There's that MSR pocket rocket. This is another part of my cook kit that I'll show you when I'm going through the food that I'm going to take for the first few days. It's a pretty cool little ditty that I worked up. And then this is spares for insulation. So it's not complete, it's not spare clothing, it's just extra layers. So I've got a Hind brand waffled fleece. The inside's got kind of a waffle soft pattern. It doesn't block wind very well, but it adds a lot of air pockets. It's pretty lightweight, so it's a good extra layer. I bought it. It actually is an awful lot like the Polar Tech issued military stuff now that they've got. Then we've got a proper brand wind shirt, which works great with that. It's just an extra layer between this. Most days on the last hunt, I was able to get away with just an insulated layer and something to block the wind after we got up the mountain. Weather could be totally different this year, but this is super light and packs up to next to nothing. I mean, it's the size of a fist. And then an Eddie Bauer Primaloft Fill 365 jacket. Collapses really well, provides a lot of loft once it's let out, and a lot of insulation. So those all stay in a dry bag on the inside of the pack. Let me move on to this outside pocket. I've got a pair of Redfield binoculars on a a Allen brand Bino harness. These are probably going to get moved. I'm working up a new chest harness that'll hold these and my radio and my rangefinder all in one condensed piece on my chest. Brings me next to my rangefinder. I never really used a rangefinder until last year. This is a Simmons. I want to say it's a 600 yard model, and you can adjust between yards and meters. It's on a tether that I put together. It's got an S-beaner on one end, rings on it, or loops on it, so you can pull the cord all the way through the tie point. Do it the right way, like this. The knot locks up, and you can't get it out, but you can hook that back to your belt buckle or whatever so you don't lose it. It's probably going to go on like a leash, a gear leash or something this year that extends and then retracts on its own, and then it'll go into a pocket right on my chest. There's some other odds and ends in here. I carry a couple repair buckles at all times. So most of the webbing on here is either 1 inch or 2 inch. So I carry a 2 inch hip belt buckle that I can repair, replace, and swap out if mine breaks. I carry 2 quick repairs split ring 1 inch side release buckles and 2 split ladder locks. I should be able to fix or improvise just about anything I need to on my pack with those. If the seat that I made doesn't go, then this is a Kifaru grab it that'll hook on the same way, and you can just throw oddball size loads in it and cinch it down. And then I've got some other random buckles that I'm probably not going to take. These were in there for when I was doing repairs and trying to figure out how I wanted to set the pack up. But this shows you a little better how that split buckle works. It's just got a cut there, so you can slip it right over anything that's already damaged. These top 2 side pockets on the pack, keep it handy. There's my wet weather top. It's an REI rain jacket. Really light, lined. Makes it a great jacket over that insulative layer if you really need to get some extra warmth. I bought it as an XL, even though I normally almost always wear size large stuff, so that I can layer under it. And it's a good green color. It's good in the woods. And you got to have rain pants to go with that rain jacket. So these are actually military issue, picked up at a surplus store. ACU wet weather pants. They're a plastic lined. They're a little heavier, but I need them to hold up because they're probably going to get more abuse than the jacket will, just breaking brush and walking through the timber. It feels like it's a real light Cordura almost, that's then sealed on the inside. Orange bandana. I always keep a bandana when I pack. If I need to pre-filter water or anything just to get sediment out, I can. This is just a head-over neck gaiter type thing. It may get swapped for a wool one instead of the polypropylene one. I just prefer wool. I've got both. Just kind of a toss-up. Kenetrek boot gaiters, keeping debris out of my boots. I wear a low boot that's not, it's a little abnormal for guys out there. I wear pretty much Merrells exclusively. I've got some Moab ventilators, and I've got some waterproof, and I can't remember the model that they are, but they're so much more comfortable. My feet like me so much more at the end of the day, and the only time I really suffer is if I sit still for a long, long, long time. Toiletry kit, really light duty toiletry kit. I carry some baby wipes, some disposable toothbrushes, and some Gold Bond that's already been put into a sock. And that's it. I mean, for all my daily use, that's about all I need. So you can see that's really small too. Like I said, you know you're going to stink by the time you get out of there. These are compressed trioxane fuel tabs. When it comes to lighting a fire in the stove that I don't have out here yet because I'm getting a new one built, these simplify life a lot. You can break off a third of one of these, set it in the stove, and then light your fire off with that. So even slightly damp tinder goes up quickly with that. A couple more. I think I've got 9 or 10. I've got enough for the whole trip in there. Even though on food, I'm leaving some back in the truck, come back later. These are Baffin Booties. They're just an insulated booty. When I get back to camp, I'm going to ditch my shoes. I still want something on my feet to keep them warm when I'm walking around camp. So I picked these up. They're light, they're small, they don't take up much space. They just go in the bottom of my bag, and when I need them, I've got them. This is my Kifaru Paratarp, and there's a pair of poncho in there also, so it makes a total enclosed shelter. Floorless, of course, and then I made my own poles, so there's my poles and stakes. This is kind of a nicety. I don't need it. I don't have to spike out, but if we get on something that we want to go out overnight and hunt, we wanted to have something to use as a spike camp. Really a one guy type shelter, but I think we can cram 2 guys in it if we have to. The tent collects condensation, a lot of condensation, so I carry a Gore-Tex bivvy. Again, military surplus. You can get lighter, but I didn't invest a lot of money in that. I do 2 layers under me all the time. This is actually a fold-out car reflective thing. It's got some like bubble wrap in between, more to reflect heat than anything. This goes on the ground, and then a thermarest that'll then fold out from there to go on top of it, give me some comfort. So between the two, I get a lot of insulation, and then an extra regular space blanket that just stays in the pack, one of the heavyweight ones. And strapped on at the bottom here is something I may not be carrying. Same with the stove. One of the guys that hunts with us takes in pack horses, so if I can get him to carry the 7 pounds or so of 8-man teepee with the poles and the stove, I will. If not, me and the other guys will split that weight between the 2 of us. In the water bottle pouches, there's 2 1-quart Nalgene bottles, and then this is my, what we like to call my kill kit. Hopeful, that is, that will actually kill something. So I keep a little bit of flagging tape, and it's on another spare part, one of the pins for the backpack if I have to replace one, and it's just wrapped around that pin, and then a rubber band wrapped around it, so I can mark a downed animal. For now, until my Havalon comes in that I just ordered, I never thought I'd talk myself into that, is this search and rescue knife I bought off countycom.com. It's got a little belt clip on it. It's stainless, and it's razor sharp right out of the box. Really inexpensive, hard to lose because it's bright orange and it's got the belt clip. Should do quick work of just about any game, and people are going, it's an elk, you need a huge knife. Not really. Watch some videos. You can get away with something really small. And then a Smith's sharpener, ceramic carbide, and it's got a small steel on it. I take this thing everywhere. It does great work on any knife I carry. There's probably 20-25 feet of blaze orange paracord if I've got to get anything off the ground, and then the rest of this is nothing but old pillowcases to use as meat bags. I can get lighter. Again, it's something that I can get for free. I can go raid the closet and tell my wife that she needs new pillowcases, which then she's happy about. So that's the majority of the pack and pack contents. So we talk about food. I've got everything laid out for the first 4 or 5 days. We're going to show up on Friday during the day. We'll hike in. We'll hunt most of the day Friday, or we'll hunt Saturday. And then we're actually planning to hike out on Tuesday to call home, check in with wives and stuff. So for 4 days worth of meals, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday evenings, and then breakfast on Tuesday, I've got 4 freeze-dried Coleman meals. I prefer them over the Mountain House. You can see some Mountain House stuff kind of back in the back because they're single serving. There's 380 calories in a bag-ish, as opposed to a Mountain House meal, which is going to come with about 600 plus calories in a bag in 2 servings. So the calorie, you get a few more calories out of the Coleman in a single serving, and it actually weighs less. Well, it doesn't because that's 2 servings, but the taste is better. They seem to pack better. I just prefer the Colemans for the size and everything that I get. For lunches, I do 2 Cliff Bars. If I need an extra shot of Go Juice, I use the Cliff Shots. These are really heavy. They're really condensed. I mean, there's 280, 240, 230 calories in that one bar. So, I mean, just over 150 calories less than that. So a pair of those throws me at 460 calories. I'm doing pretty good. Some salt and pepper goes a long way. And then breakfast, I do just regular instant oatmeal. I'll pour 2 packets in a Ziploc baggie. And then this piece that I was talking about earlier is just a neoprene bag. Add boiling water to the baggie, put the baggie in the neoprene bag, and then clip it shut to hold the heat in, and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and breakfast is done while I'm doing something else. So that gets me food for those first 4 days, and that'll all go into a stuffed sack that I've got rigged up that I can use it as a bear bag if I need to and get all my food up off the ground. So that's it. That's the complete layout for the first half of the week. The only thing that I'll change when we hike in on Tuesday of that hunt is to grab some more food. I'll keep spare clothes in the truck to put on something clean that doesn't stink at the end, but for the most part it'll just be grabbing spare food on the way back out. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the blog, JLJ Monkey, like all things I do outdoors, I think. Facebook page, JLJ Monkey, and you're already on YouTube. So thanks for taking a look. Feel free to post here, Facebook, the blog, anywhere, ask any questions, and I'll do everything I can to address them. Thanks again for watching.